Welcome to another edition of Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News. Once again, I'm doing a variety of different character voices because there's no one else around. Here's the lineup for this week. The news, of course, Community Bulletin Board, and 55 Plus News. Then some commentary and a special announcement. That's the show. Now here's the social media reminder. You can watch us on YouTube at Arlington Weekly News and the number 1, also on Facebook, and you can listen on the radio at WERA 96.7 FM. Now, on to the news.
As of Sunday evening, December 27th, reports show the number of confirmed COVID-19 cases in Arlington had reached 8,568. Regular viewers and listeners will note the intensified increase in our reported case numbers. After that, everyone could use some good news, and this is it. Opera Nova has a fresh new concert on YouTube. It is true that it's a Christmas concert, but this is still close enough to the holiday season, and it's a chance to enjoy this long-time Arlington institution at your leisure. Just go to YouTube and search for Opera Nova's Virtual Christmas Concert. The Opera Nova channel also has some real concerts and shows from the pre-COVID days, so you may want to check those out as well. Our awareness of this next story began with a tip from our crew member Mary Fantuccio. It was a message from a man who stated that his daughter told him that she had been struck by what appeared to be a projectile from a pellet gun. She had been walking near the Washington and Old Dominion bike trail a few blocks west of the Arlington border with Falls Church. Although the information in that message was somewhat imprecise, we searched for corroborating reports. What we learned will bring some degree of comfort to people traveling on that portion of the trail. The City of Falls Church Police are looking for additional victims of BB gun vandalism around Lincoln Avenue and Great Falls Street in November and December. Police investigated calls of vandalism and found a teen who confessed to at least 50 incidents of shooting vehicles and people. Some victims have been identified, but police believe there may be more. Those who believe they are a victim should contact Detective Chukwulangwi at 703-248-5165. Next up, for many of us, it seems that we only just got our holiday decorations up and arranged, and now it's already time to think about the county's upcoming Christmas tree collection. The collection process is expected to start on January 4th, 2021, and will run through January 15th. For most occupants of single-family homes, curbside collection will take place on regularly scheduled trash pickup days. People who live in condominiums, apartments, and townhomes can participate in the county's drop-off program, but must call to schedule an appointment. The telephone number to call is 703-228-5000, and the time to call is between 7 o'clock a.m. and 7 o'clock p.m. on Mondays through Fridays. Also, the Arlington County Board is preparing to select a new chairperson to succeed current chair Libby Garvey. The position comes with some additional duties and a slightly higher salary. The selection is made within the board, with regular voters not participating in the process. Also, An Arlington woman has been missing since December 12th. Amanda Aniston, 31, was last seen at her residence in the 1200 block of South Courthouse Road on December 12, 2020. Ms. Aniston is described as a black female with brown hair, brown eyes, approximately 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighing about 140 pounds. Police and family are concerned for her health and welfare and say that she may be in need of medical services. Anyone with information about her whereabouts is asked to contact Detective R. Ortiz at 703-228-7402 or email rortiz@arlingtonva.us. Information may also be provided through the police department's tip line at 703-228-4180 or anonymously through the Arlington County Crime Solvers hotline at 1-866-411-8477. That's the news. Now it's time for Community Bulletin Board, or CBB.
Hi, and welcome to CBB. We'll start off with something called Virtual Winter Insect Exploration. This is for kids aged 6 to 10. Many insects are active during the winter. You can go on a virtual bug hunt and explore the pond, stream, and soil in search of active insects. For information, you can call 703-228-3403 and they will email you a link to Microsoft Teams before the program start time. Of course, you'll want to have your device ready to go before the program starts, and registration is required. You can register online or call 703-228-4747, and that's activity number 622821-B. It's coming up on Friday, January 8th from 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. Next up, it's another installment of RIP, Remove Invasive Plants, this time at Gulf Branch. This is for adults, teens, and families with kids aged 8 and up. Want to restore habitat and increase species diversity right here in Arlington? Work parties are held every month. They make a real difference with the return of ferns and wildflowers and the animals that depend on them in areas once covered in destructive invasive plants. You can help make it happen. No registration is required. For information, call 703-228-3403 and meet at the Gulf Branch Nature Center. That's coming up on Saturday, January 9th from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. at Gulf Branch Nature Center and Park, 3608 North Military Road. Now, our next story might bring out a couple of giggles. It's about virtual chickadees and titmouses, which actually should be called titmice, but the people who wrote this are obviously park people and not linguists. Anyway, it's for kids aged 3 to 5 years. It's part of the preschool programs that are offered throughout the year at both the Gulf Branch and Long Branch Nature Centers. The theme of the preschool programs is repeated during the month, so you'll want to register for only one session per month. They will email you a link to Microsoft Teams before the program start time, and you'll want to have your device ready to go before the program starts. Registration is required, so you can register online or call 703-228-4747 and mention activity number 622811-G. That's coming up on Wednesday, January 13th from 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. Finally, in CBB, we have something called Coffee, Coloring, and Conversation, and it's for adults. You can join up for a virtual gathering from the comfort of your home and de-stress with some fun, easy coloring pages taken from Audubon's journals, and also discuss a short seasonally appropriate nature-themed poem. Be sure to register in advance to receive a copy of the coloring page and the poem you'll be discussing. And don't forget to bring your coffee and coloring materials to the computer. For information, call 703-228-3403, and they will email you a link to Microsoft Teams before the program starts. Once again, you'll want to have your device ready to go before the show starts. Registration is required, so register online or call 703-228-4747. That's activity number 622-841-J. And it's coming up on Thursday, January 14th from 10 o'clock to 10:30 a.m. And now it's time for 55 Plus News.
Howdy, and welcome to 55 Plus News. Here's a chance to join in virtually for casual conversations, topics that might include books, recipes, movies, exercise routines, or hobbies. It's called Afternoon Hangout, and it's a newly formed conversation group intended to be a place for sharing and learning from others how best to deal with our quarantined lives. Register online or call 703-228-4747. That's activity number 912-801-12. The first gathering is set for Thursday, January 7th from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock p.m. and 55 Plus membership is required. Next up, this is for music lovers, and they'll enjoy this next activity. It's called Acoustic Cafe, and it's a chance to listen to live, unplugged tunes from the 1950s on up to the present day, played by various performers who love music. It's sponsored by the Walter Reed Advisory Committee and the Alliance for Arlington Senior Citizens. Register online or call 703-228-4747. Activity number is 912-802-05. And the next session is coming up on Tuesday, January 12th from 12 noon to 1 o'clock p.m. 55 Plus membership is required. Now, for those brave souls who wish to venture out in the winter weather, or anyone else who is just tired of being cooped up in the house all day, there's another 55 Plus walk coming up. This one will be in the Arlington Ridge area. For more information and to register, call 703-228-4747. And that's activity number 912-201-09. That's on Wednesday, January 13th from 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. And finally, here's something for a very special group of people. It's called See Me at the Smithsonian, and it's an interactive program for adults with dementia and their care partners. During the program, a team of museum educators and docents from the Smithsonian American Art Museum will facilitate small group conversations about some of the Smithsonian's most beloved objects. To help with comprehension, the event is also closed captioned. Register online or call 703-228-4747. Activity number is 912-500-18. And it's coming up on Wednesday, January 13th from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock p.m. 55 Plus membership is required. Anyway, that's all I got for 55 Plus News.
And now, some commentary. Viewers and listeners may have just noticed some new language in our 55 Plus announcements. 55 Plus membership required. A call to the 55-plus section of the Department of Parks and Recreation confirmed the following. This is a new requirement for 2021. Members must be at least 55 years old. A regular 55-plus pass costs $20 but does not provide access to fitness centers. For that access, a gold membership is required, which costs $60. The regular pass does provide access to the virtual programs. We will not speculate here on the intended purpose of these new requirements, but the following results seem likely. If you are a 40-year-old caregiver who accompanies a 55-plus member, you will be technically disqualified from going with them into a fitness center. If you have a visiting friend under the age of 55, they will not be allowed to join you for an event such as the comedy club. Spouses under the age of 55 cannot join in with their qualified spouses. Prior to the COVID shutdown, I ran the comedy club at Aurora Hills. At no time did I have to verify the membership status of an attendee. Enforcement of these requirements seems problematic. Also, my presentations were given on a volunteer basis, that is, without pay. It is worth wondering where this newly required money will go. Finally, even if the enforcement kinks get worked out somehow, this new requirement makes these events seem less attractive. It seems likely to have a chilling effect on new memberships. And it also appears to isolate and discriminate against older residents, unlike other family events where no special membership is required. And last, a special announcement. New Year's Day is, for some people, a time for resolutions. Some resolutions are made by choice, while others come about by necessity. As producer of Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News, my own New Year's resolution is based on necessity. I can no longer afford to live in Arlington or anywhere in the nearby area. My relocation will make it all but impossible to continue to produce this program, since so much of my reporting depends on being in Arlington. Shortly before Don Hammond, the original producer, died in 2016, I promised him that I would keep his show going for as long as possible. And as of April 2021, I will have managed to extend its life to an even 40 years. After attaining that goal, I will be able to continue through the summer and possibly into the fall, but my time as producer must end soon after that. Therefore, my New Year's resolution is to locate and help train a new replacement producer for both the TV and radio versions so that Don's show can continue even after I'm gone. This announcement is also a request for anyone interested in taking over production to contact Arlington Independent Media at 703-524-2388. Again, that number is 703-524-2388. And that concludes the spoken part of this week's show. We will be back next week with more news from Arlington. Meanwhile, be careful, be safe, and be well. Now, let's have some nice music.
Just a thought.
I have got a
Just
beef
thought.
to pick. Yes, I do.
Hurry on now.
Because
We're
all
running out of
these
time.
shows like Battle of the Network Stars are back on TV and America's Got Talent. And nobody called Mrs. Claus, did they?
No.
I didn't hear a ring-a-ding-a-ding to Mrs. Claus. No, I did not. I am famous. I am just as famous as
I would say.
the Howie Mandel, wouldn't
Probably.
you? And I will
Absolutely.
shake hands with you.
Yeah, yeah,
yes,
yeah.
I will.
Yes, you would.
They did not call me. Richard, did
What's
they
wr-
call me?
What's
Not
wrong
at
with
all.
them?
No, they didn't.
I would call you.
And I have an act. Yes, I do.
Yes, you do.
Would you guys like to see my act?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, you
I
got an
do
act. Oh,
not
you give a
just
real
tell
act.
funny jokes. What do you get when you deep fry Santa? Kris Kringle.
I like that one. That's good.
That's not too funny about Santa Claus, though, is it?
Can I eat my Grinch now? I'm
Yes,
getting kind of
eat
hungry.
your Grinch.
Thank
Now,
you.
would you guys like to see what my act is?
Let's see it.
Okay, I'm going to show you my act. Now, America's Got Talent, Network Stars.
Pretty good.
All right, Daniel, come on over. Now, I'm going to attempt. These eggs are not hard-boiled. These eggs are raw, okay? And not a one of them is going to break. Now, don't nobody look at my bare ankles, people, because it may turn you on, okay? And that is scandalous. And here at the Arlington Weekly News, we do not do scandal or smut, okay?
Oh, smut.
Okay, now here we go.
I see you
Walk
painted
on
your
these,
toenail. That's very nice.
And not a one of them. Oh, Lordy.
Uh-oh.
Well, on the YouTube, they didn't break. Okay, now let go of my hand and let me see. On the YouTube, not a one of them broke.
What's
Well, somewhere people can pay big money for
Well.
this on those smuts.
What do you know about that? They're not, the eggs are not as strong as you thought they were.
Misled. I don't think they'll be calling me.
Maybe
I
you
think
should
I
have
best
just tried
work
them
on my
sideways.
talents.
Maybe it's the
A few of them
packaging.
stayed. What do you think?
Maybe it's the packaging.
I think so. I think it's those, I think I bought cheap eggs.
Well, so much for hard boiling those. Well, there's a couple there. You can make omelets.
There we go. Jingle
jingle bells, jingle all the way. Hey, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.